GhostBusters!
You know, starting your own Ghostbusters business can be tough. It takes a lot of money, lots of equipment, and lots of hard work. But hey, someone's got to do it. Besides, look at the rewards.
You get to drive some of the world's hottest cars and play with some of the latest high-tech equipment, like super ion beams, laser confinement systems, and image intensifiers. You also get to get closer than anyone's ever been to the ominous Marshmallow Man. And best of all, if you're lucky, you get to meet face to face with the ghost leader of the universe, Gorza.
Yeah, Ghostbusters, the mega cartridge. It's pretty mega alright. Let's pop this sucker in and give it a go. Ghosts, ghosts, and more ghosts. They've decided to come out in full force and they picked your city to show their stuff in. So who you gonna call? Yeah, what's really cool about this title screen is if you wait about 20 seconds after putting the game in your system, it'll actually start playing the Ghostbusters theme song with lyrics. Isn't that cool? Now most people I know who had the game own the NES version, and the reason I'm playing the Sega Master System version is because it has far superior graphics and music, but in essence they're the same game. So at the moment you press start, you're thrown into a city with blue buildings and messed up looking ghosts. Your PK, or psychokinetic meter, indicates the concentration of ghosts in the city, and your credit indicates how much money you have. You control a Ghostbusters icon as you interact with the city, and the object of the game is to reach $10,000 before your PK meter turns red. The meter can rise when ghosts enter the Zool building in the center of the map, and just the passage of time. The only way to reach your goal of $10,000 is to answer the call as a Ghostbuster and catch ghosts. When one of the buildings flash red, that means there's been a ghost sighting, and the only way to get to that building is by driving, and let me tell you, it's a pain. At the beginning of the game, you can choose which car you want to drive. The most affordable car would be the economy, but it goes way too slow, and from time to time I find myself crashing behind cars. The common car goes way too fast and crashes into road hazards like there's no tomorrow. The only car that's reasonable to choose would be the hearse because it goes at a steady speed and carries enough equipment. Driving has to be one of the worst aspects of the game. I mean, who drives like that? And as I've said before, if you pick a slow car, you are going to crash into other drivers. And every time you crash, you lose $1,000. And if you pick a fast car, you're bound to hit a road hazard that appears in the road so fast you don't even have time to blink. Come on! Along the way you can catch ghosts, but the only way to do that is to buy a ghost vacuum. Yes, a ghost vacuum. The store on the overhead map sells ghost vacuums and any other equipment you may need. The PK detector tells you ahead of time when ghosts are going to hit up a building, which is actually pretty useful. And the defensive wall allows you to place a barrier outside a building to prevent ghosts from passing through. You can also buy ghost bait, which really comes in handy when there's too many ghosts on the screen. So back to ghost catching, once you reach your destination, you must collect roamers using your ion beams and traps. This part of the game is just about as complex as it gets for an 8-bit game. The controls are way out of whack. Pressing the first button will switch the Ghostbuster you control, and pressing the second button will fire your ion beams. So if you accidentally press the second button when trying to switch characters, you've just wasted so much time and all the ghosts escaped as well. The first time I played this, I had no clue what I was doing or which buttons to press. But then I found out this technique to catch all the ghosts every time. Basically, you have to position the trap in the center of the street and make your men stand as close to the building as possible. And you have to do the sweeping motion to collect all the ghosts, and when they all line up, fire your ion orb. You'll catch them all every time. Commonly when you arrive to the scene, you'll encounter roamers, but rarely you'll encounter slimers, which are way faster and take more skill to catch. And sometimes when you arrive, there won't be any ghosts to catch, like it's some sort of prank. But the worst part about catching ghosts is when they all turn invisible, you might as well be shooting blindfolded. You can buy an image intensifier which will make them visible every time, which is really helpful. So from time to time, your traps will become full and you'll have to empty them before you collect any more ghosts. And the funny thing is, the first time I played this game, I kept getting game over for not knowing to empty them. The only way to empty your traps is to head over to Ghostbuster headquarters. Another reason you might want to return to GHQ is if your fellow Ghostbusters are out of action. Can you imagine if in the heat of the game you had to return to GHQ just to pick up some backup men? I can't tell you how many times I've gotten game over that way. So anyways, if you can master all of that, you can now play Ghostbusters. Well, at least the first part. As time progresses, your PK meter will rise, which is a good thing if you saved up $10,000 already, because then you're ready to face the Marshmallow Man. If you haven't collected enough money at this point, don't worry, there's still time to spare. You can stop the Marshmallow Man before he forms by using Ghost Bait. Each time you do this, the mayor will reward you with $2,000. If for some reason you didn't buy Ghost Bait, it's game over for you, as the Marshmallow Man will destroy building after building, each time costing you $4,000. But if you did buy Ghost Bait and saved up $10,000, you're ready to face the ominous Marshmallow Man. So in this game, the Marshmallow Man acts as a guard to the Temple of Zool. The only way to get past him is to sneak by when he jumps to the side. If you even come an inch too close, you'll lose one of your Ghostbusters. I learned this the hard way when I lost 2 of my men and I got a game over screen in my face and had to start from the beginning. So if you can make your way past the Marshmallow Man, you're ready to enter the Temple of Zool, where you'll encounter slimers and plate-throwing roamers. In this section, you only get 3 hits and it's game over. But what's really messed up about this stage is the controls. To fire straight, you press the second button, and to fire diagonal, you press the first button. Most of the times I've died was when I was trying to line myself up with the ghost to fire at them. Nothing in this entire game prepares you for this side-scroller section, so you're bound to get game over unless you're really lucky like I was. The main issue is these roamers throw plates. How was I supposed to know they bounce off the walls? So if you ever do happen to make it through to the top of the building, you get to face Gorza. Wait, this is what Gorza looks like? It doesn't even resemble him. But I am happy to say this isn't the hardest boss I've ever fought in a video game. I don't think anything can top the second to last boss on Ninja Gaiden. But if you take 3 hits, it's game over. And there's no stage select code, so if you die here, you're going all the way back to the beginning of the game. I guess the hardest aspect about the boss is the pattern it moves in, and how you have to focus on dodging his beams and at the same time dodging his fireballs from the hounds. So if you can beat Gorza, you've beat Ghostbusters. So I'd like to thank you all for watching and hope you all have a nice Halloween.